Cooking with plants, vegan made easy.
Hi everyone, it's Anya from Cooking with Plants, and today I've actually got an idea and the start of a new series which is going to be basically interviewing people and getting their vegan stories of why they went vegan or plant-based and how their whole journey evolved. So basically I'm going to be interviewing James Aspey, who is an animal rights activist and 2015 Vegan of the Year, so that's pretty exciting. But I guess to start off the series, I should probably tell my story. So for this episode, for episode number 1 of the vegan interviews, James will actually be interviewing me. And then episode 2 will feature James. So
cool.
Let's get started.
Let's do it. What a privilege it is. So thanks for having me here first of all. And now the best way, I think, one of the best ways to inspire others to become vegan is to talk about why each of us have and help other people connect the dots in their own life. So what started for you? Like, when did you start caring about animals? When did you start realizing that what you were doing was causing so much harm to them, and what prompted you to change?
Okay, well for me, it wasn't initially about the animals.
Yeah.
For me, initially it was for health reasons. So in 2012, I came back from a trip overseas. I was the heaviest weight I'd ever been, quite unwell and just not feeling well at all. So I took myself off to the doctor and I'd had migraines, etc. And he could hear a slight heart murmur and he said, oh, well, I think maybe you should go and get an ultrasound done of your heart. So off I went, and they found the start of an aneurysm, so a bulge in one of the arteries.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, if that keeps going, basically it can burst and then you die. So
Whoa.
I thought, oh, hang on, I'm
Big
not ready
health
for
scare.
this.
Yeah.
So that had obviously come about from all the unhealthy eating. So
Were you eating really unhealthy?
really unhealthy.
right,
Yes, I
okay.
was German background.
Yeah.
So we had actually just been to Germany for 3 months, so it was all the meats, cheeses, and that was pretty much the whole diet. You don't really eat vegetables over there, or I never used to.
Fruit?
Well,
A little bit,
yeah,
not really?
a little bit, but
Yeah, okay.
the main, probably 80% of the diet is your meat and cheeses, and then bread
Eggs.
to go with it. Yeah, eggs, that
Yeah,
sort of
yeah.
thing. So it was really, really unhealthy, but for me at the time it was just a normal way of eating.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I had the wake-up call, and I had a young son at the time, and I thought, hang on, no, he doesn't need an unwell mother or a dead mother. So I started researching. I found the alkaline diet. So basically learning that your body it's like a pool. So you want to keep it alkaline, not acidic. So like anything that's made up of water, you want to keep it clean and healthy.
Yeah.
So I started to learn about that, and that things like your green leafy vegetables and fruits, they actually alkalise your body and bring it back to health. So I started eating that, and initially I was eating some salmon still, but had cut out meats, and I was still having dairy, but still not in the quantities that I had been.
Yeah.
And kept researching, and then I think a friend of mine gave me a DVD with Forks Over Knives. Like,
Great
whoa, okay, this is an eye-opener.
Yeah.
And then that led me to read the China study, because they obviously referenced that in the movie.
Yeah.
So I read the China study, and halfway through I went up to my husband and said, oh, I'm going vegan.
Cool. I mean, halfway through. That'll do. I get the message.
So initially I was calling myself vegan, but not really realising what the full extent of being vegan was.
Yeah.
So really at that stage I was plant-based.
Yeah, yeah.
So I started eating all plant-based foods.
Cool.
And then as I did that for a year or so, I started to learn more about the ethical side of it.
Cool.
And
How was that for you? Like, when you started eating plant-based foods and you
Yep.
like cut out all the meat, cheese, milk, and eggs, was that really hard? Was it easier than you expected?
well, it was easier than expected, mainly because I've always loved to cook, and I keep things very, very simple. And so I started with all my favourite meals, and I just sort of replaced the meat part of it with the fake meats that you could get.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
still not an
Cool.
ideal option, but it was sort of substituting what I knew.
Definitely
with,
still better.
Yeah,
better for you, better for the animals. Yeah.
So I did that, the substitution of the plant-based things. And, things like mushrooms replaced the meats. And then, I found a few recipes and taught myself how to make vegan cheeses, and that sort of helped with that initial transition as well. So, and basically I lost about over 20 kilos, so close
Wow.
to 50 pounds within about 4 to 5 months. So
Whoa, you must feel like a
fell
new
off.
person.
yeah, absolutely.
That's so cool.
Almost lost a whole person.
Yeah, true.
So
Wow.
basically.
So you were
just-
sold on it after that.
Definitely.
Yeah, and what about your heart? Did you?
I never went back, but I know from all my blood tests that followed, all my cholesterol came down, all my blood readings just
Wow,
went
just got
perfect.
good.
So
Cool.
it was good to have that comparison of previous blood
Sure.
tests there. So
And so when you started learning about the ethics and things like that, did that make you, more like passionate or more convinced in your decisions?
definitely,
Yeah.
for sure. So with initially when I was transitioning and changing the way I was eating, I was basically everyone around me was saying, "Well, what are you doing? You're losing all this weight. You're looking great. You've got all this energy." And so that's when this cooking channel started, and I was initially it was just to share recipes and show people how easy it is to make these meals, because
cool.
I sort of got a bit tired of explaining to each person of, you cook it like this or you cook this, and I thought, hey, I'll just put it online, and then whoever wants to see it can just watch and learn and do the same thing.
So you never expected to have this growing popular channel or anything like that. You just put a few recipes up one day, just thought I'll just just go for it.
So basically for
Cool.
family and friends. And,
wow.
But over the years I've met so many people like yourself, and you just become so involved with it, and it's just such a fantastic lifestyle, and you're doing the right thing for the environment and for the animals, and
For your
not
health.
being cruel to other living creatures.
Yeah.
So what a
Very
bonus.
good.
Eating awesome food and living
Yeah.
well, lots of energy, and it's just win-win-win all around.
Totally, all wins. And
Yeah.
so, how do you feel about veganism now? Like, is it quite an important part of your life? Is it something that you think everyone should do? What do you think? about it?
Yeah. Well, I'm not pushing this on anyone. I'm just telling my story and what it's done for my family. So my son's vegan as well. My husband's vegan.
Cool.
My parents are vegan. So I can just see the change in all of them, and it's I just want to share that message and just get it out there, because I know when I was in that dark place years ago, I would have loved for someone to come up to me and just tell me about this lifestyle. I just knew nothing about it. So this is sort of why I want to do this interview series as well, because everyone has such a different story, and I don't know, you just don't know what you're going to learn from someone, and where they've come from, and how it could possibly help you as well out there.
Yeah.
So,
I think I've never spoken to a vegan who wishes that they didn't go vegan, or that I did it, but it wasn't, it's not great. I just do it because I feel like I have to. Like we all have a story that is similar, with so many benefits and so much good to talk about.
Yeah.
And the food's great and everyone loves it. And like you said, it's win-win-win. It's just better in all the ways. Yeah, cool. That's really lucky you stumbled onto it. Otherwise, who knows what would have happened.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
So that's my story, and that's episode 1.
Yeah,
So
thanks for sharing.
you're welcome, and stay tuned for the next episode, for episode 2 with James. See you next time. Bye for now.